that's actually a great idea because I know I
Yeah, sounds good
I
to
know
me.
I joined some other groups of people who clean and like I know everybody's raising prices and a lot of people have questions about if it's the right time,
Hmm.
if we are pricing correctly, the work we do, which sometimes I do ask myself that question.
Are are you you do both house cleaning and commercial cleaning, right, Maria?
That is correct.
Gotcha. So I know having a baby kind of puts you out of the loop on things sometimes. A few weeks ago, I released an updated the free basic calculator. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, good, good. So that may help with at least on commercial side. It's not going to work as great on the on the house cleaning side. That's something that I don't have enough knowledge in to really build a good in-depth style calculator for that.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good on the on the residential side as far as pricing. We're pretty competitive. It's more on the commercial side that I kind of struggle because it's more of a new thing to me since we're trying to make the transition to to be to have both um
Right.
going on. Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely when you make that transition, I see it all the time in the Facebook groups. It's like somebody, so you can tell somebody is very knowledgeable with cleaning, but you can also tell just how they're wording things, how they're trying to build on stuff. It's like, oh yeah, these people are transitioning from residential into commercial, and that can cause a decent amount of issues for you because your square footage production rate is so much different. The way you can bill it is so much different. And then how you clean, as far as the thoroughness of it, is way different as well.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Excuse me, just one second. I got to turn this heater down. Burning up in here. I was telling Landis earlier. I just moved. I built a studio behind my house for an office, and I don't have heat in here yet, so it's just a propane heater. So it was really cold this morning. Now I'm burning up.
How it goes, man. Those heaters work quick.
I tell you, yeah, the back of my chair is on fire right now. Oh, sweet. All right, let's see here. Well, let's see here. The importance. So, like 2 weeks ago, we talked about setting minimum pricing. So we talked about the importance of why you might want to set a minimum price just for help at keeping yourself, knowing you're making a profit, knowing that you can build in enough hours for your employees too. If you're offering other things to them, like if you're offering them, say, drive time, or because they're using their vehicle, they're maybe paying gas or mileage or something like that, being able to build in enough extra so that you can um, price it properly and still make a profit. So hey Rod, what's going on, buddy? So in addition to that, like I said, I wanted to talk a little more about the billing aspect, because one of those things, especially what we were talking about, Maria, just a few minutes ago, when you're transitioning from residential to commercial, a lot of the biggest, maybe it's not a biggest fail, but I consider it a fail, is billing on a day count, right? So you said like I'll always see residential people saying, "Hey, I bid it at $120 a clean," it's a once a week clean. What happens on that fifth, that every 3 months or 4 months that you get that fifth day? Now that dollar amount that you're billing goes up. You can't keep a consistent amount for the customer. And a lot of customers like to be able to say, this is the budget and it's across the board. It's the same.
Right.
So one of the things that I definitely advocate for is having a set dollar amount for the month. Now that's fine if you have a set daily amount. That's perfectly fine. Just multiply it out. All right. So if you're going to multiply it out properly, it would look like, okay, a once a week service isn't 4 times a month, it's 4.33 times a month. A 2 time a week service isn't 8 times a month, it's 9 times a month. So even if you have a daily amount that you like, this is my daily price, maybe it's $100 a day, don't sell yourself short when you're building up a monthly price by saying it's 2 times a week clean, it's $100 a clean, there's eight clean, or 4 weeks a month times 2 is 8. You're actually losing a little bit of money when you do it at that point. So that's one of the biggest things with billing is try to be consistent. If I know that I'm bidding against somebody who is bidding with that fluctuation dollar amount, they're like, hey, I'm bidding at $100 a clean. And I may come in and my bid may look higher, right? So maybe I am bidding also at $100 a clean. I'm at $433 a month and they're at $400 a month. Now, granted, $33 isn't that big of a difference. But if you can sit here and say, I can articulate to my customer, hey, you're going to be highly inconvenienced of the inconsistencies because their level is going to be this as far as inconsistencies, even with pricing. And if you use the right tonality with that, even with pricing, so then you're setting it into their head as like, oh, what other things are they going to be inconsistent with? It's just an easy thing, I guess, an easy thing to avoid. If I can avoid triggering a customer into thinking that there's going to be a problem before there is a problem, then I've won. If I can also trigger a potential customer into thinking there could be a problem, even if they're not, I've also won, as long as the problem's not with me. So that's one reason why having some sort of consistency in your billing is super, super helpful. Another thing I do, and some people like it, some people hate it, some people say you can't do it, is billing on the first of the month. Now, I'm sure all of you guys are already doing that, but as far as everything that I have, it's automatic bill. I have it set up on auto bill day 1 of the month. Day 1 of the month, it auto bills, it auto emails my customers, and what do they get? Invoice. This is your invoice for janitorial services for this month. So that way I'm not working all month and then billing them and then waiting 20, 30, 45 days, whatever the net is to get paid. I'm billing them this month. In most circumstances, I'm getting paid this month. And that way it makes it easy. It makes it easier to budget on. It makes it easier to do if I'm paying employees, say I'm starting a larger account. I know that I don't have to be out of pocket as much money if I'm going to say, okay, I'm starting here. I started November 1st. My first payday is November 20th for my employees. I'm going to get paid though by the customer on the 15th or the 20th or the 25th. I know that I'm not out. I'm not financing that payroll for as long, if at all, if I'm billing in the advance with a shorter net cycle. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I personally like to bill at the beginning of the month. Now, that's going to change depending on your customer, right? So I had a customer a few years ago. They were like 90 or 120 days behind. So, I mean, it was just ridiculous trying to say, okay, how are we even going to make it worthwhile to work for you if we're looking at not I'm starting day 1 and I ain't seeing a check until day 120, so month 4. I'm 4 months plus deep before I'm seeing a payday. So what we worked at with the accounts department in that particular situation was I was billing that far ahead of time. I was billing 90 days ahead of time or 100 days ahead of time so that I would get a check arrive in my mailbox for the month of service during the month I was cleaning, but I had billed it out, 3.5 months earlier. So there's also, I guess what I'm saying is there's ways around. If a customer is going to be way behind on billing, there's ways around to speed that process up to get you into the system, get you rolling so that you're actually getting paid in a timely fashion. Let's see here. And then, of course, there's the inevitable, how do you prorate, right? So there's plenty of ways that you can prorate your bill, and there's plenty of reasons why you need to prorate your bill. It shouldn't be prorated on an ongoing thing, but like say right now, if I get a customer that calls me today, November 14th, and they want to start service tomorrow or this weekend or whenever, I'm going to have to prorate the bill for November. So how do you, some people don't understand how you would prorate it. I've actually worked with people that would literally, they would start billing their monthly fee right now, right? Let's say we started November 15th. They would bill November 15th through December 15th. And then they have to repeat that cycle through January 15th, through February 15th. And that starts to become hugely confusing if you do it that way, because then you get 100 accounts and one's being billed on the 1st and one being billed on the 5th and 10 are being billed on the 7th and 15 are being billed on the 11th. It starts to become a huge nightmare. Instead of saying, okay, I can prorate this one, have a little bit of headache now to prorate it, but going forward, I know all 100 of my accounts are being billed day 1 of the month. I'm not going to have to sit here and say, this one's day 1, this one's day 2, this one's day 7, this one's day 15. And that makes it easier for yourself in the long run. So the little bit of proration, the little bit of effort it takes is like, okay, how do we prorate? Is well worth it. So there's several ways you can prorate, right? You could say, take my daily amount. So if you have it, if say you've got it figured out on the basic calculator or you have your daily rate, you can take your daily rate, you can count your number of days, and then you can do it that way, right? So I can say, okay, today we're starting on the 15th, and there's four more service days this month, and I'm charging $120 a day. I know my prorated amount is 120 times 4. Or you can also look at your count the opposite way of that too. Let's say you're only missing 1 day of that starting period. Let's say we started on the 2nd, so you missed the 1st. So instead of counting how many service days, you can always do the opposite of that and count how many days you didn't service and give a credit for that. Or just take that amount off. I know I'm at $120 per day for service, then I can sit here and say, okay, I'm servicing all but 1 day. It's my monthly fee minus the 120. So that actually leads us into the next thing. Credits is like, how do you offer credits? When should you offer credits? And I guess I should preface this a little better. Anything I'm saying here is just what I find to be the most effective for myself with the least amount of headache. So you may have a way that's better, You may not like my way at all. That's perfectly fine. Just stay consistent. So like with credits, for example, for myself, I have laid out specific holidays within our service agreement that I'm taking off. Now, if I'm servicing an account that's 5 days a week, say it's a doctor's office or a dentist office, most of the time they're already off. So I don't have to worry about anything. If it in the event it's a 1 day a week or a 2 day a week account, then they're not off. I don't get the holiday and get to skip the week. I don't get to come into December and their service day falls on Christmas, so it also falls on New Year, so I get to skip 2 weeks of cleaning. That's not how it should work. I mean, if that's your business model, that's perfectly fine, but that's not how it should work. You should shift your day and clean. But let's say in the event I get a customer that calls me, say it's a doctor's office, and say, hey, we were closed on Thanksgiving and on the day after, so you need to give us a credit. Nope, I don't need to give you a credit because I've budgeted within what I've got, that those days are included in what I have. I clean every day you're open. Well, it was clean Wednesday night. Was it clean Monday when you came in? Yes. Then I've done what I was supposed to. You don't call Charter or Comcast and say, hey, we weren't in our office building on the weekend. We shouldn't have to pay for the internet over the weekend because we weren't in there. That's not how it works. You pay your monthly fee and that's it. You don't call Verizon like, hey, I don't use my phone between 12 p.m. and 6 a.m. I don't need to pay for that time. So it's the same concept with something like that. Most of the time a customer won't ask. But if they do, you just have to tactfully, or not, you can give them the credit if that's your business model, or you can tactfully use the examples. You had the availability for it, just like your cell phone, just like your internet. You had the availability to use it. It was there. You're paying a monthly fee. That's what the fee covers, your availability to use it. Now let's say, okay, what if something happens? I show up to work and they've changed the door locks on me. Now the customer calls me and says, hey, you guys didn't clean the other night because of our door locks. We want a credit. Nope, sorry. I showed up to do my job. I was where I said I was going to be when I said I was going to be. You caused us to be unable to complete the task at hand. We don't have to give you a credit for your error. Now, you may choose differently on that. Me personally, I don't do that. I was where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be. This is what we agreed on. I would clean at this time or this time frame and on these days. I was here. Now on the flip side of that, if it's something that I caused, then yeah, I absolutely should credit it. There was, maybe an employee was sick and something happened where it didn't get done, or maybe it didn't get done to specs. Maybe you managed somebody was sick, you managed to get in there, but the only thing you got is you pulled the trash and you cleaned the bathrooms, and it just wasn't up to par still. And you want to credit the customer, then you can do the same thing. You can say, all right, what's my daily amount? Credit them that, or credit them a portion of the daily amount, depending on what your, what happened and what the customer expects. I'm one that the older I get, the less I offer it things unless the customer wants it. Now, obviously if I miss a day of service, I'm going to credit it. I'm not going to sit here and try and just pull one over on the customer. But let's say I have an employee sick. We show up, we don't do 100% of the scope of work, but we get the building presentable to open. I'm not going to offer credit unless a customer says, hey, it wasn't up to par. What can go on? Then that's a different story. All right. I think I've covered most of the ideas that I had, at least for today, as far as billing, proration, credits. Does anybody have any questions on any of those things?
Everything that you went over made a lot of sense.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that. And, that's the hardest thing, I think, is especially for people who are newer in business, is people will take advantage of you if they can. I mean, even when I worked with Coverall and Stratus, we had hundreds of accounts. I mean, Stratus had 166 accounts I managed. Coverall had almost 200 that I managed. And you would get those 2 or 3 customers every time that would call up and expect credit for stuff like that. It's like, dude, this is all built in. You're talking, you want a credit of like $35. Well, sometimes you had to roll back and be like, all right, don't call him a cheapskate, but I mean, come on, it's like $35 credit. So you had to think of more ingenious ways of addressing it. It's like, dude, the holidays are built into it. You've seen the agreement. The holidays are built into it. Are you calling Comcast to ask them because you weren't in the building? Are you calling your electric to say, hey, we weren't using it? Phone service, hey, we weren't using it. Go ahead and give us a credit back. They ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, that's the greatest way to put it, really. Really is.
I mean, not only are they not gonna give you a credit back, even if your service was out, you have to physically call them, stay on hold for 30 minutes to get a credit for that.
Yep.
A few months ago, my internet went out. It went out for something happened. It was like a week. And I called them up. I'm like, guys, I need a credit. Well, why do you need a credit? Because I paid for service that I actually couldn't use because it was unavailable to me. You owe me this money. So, that's the one thing. That's why I always preface it with is it my fault or your fault? If I didn't show up, I owe you a credit. If I showed up and you did something that caused me, then I don't owe you anything because I was available for what we were talking about. All right. Hey, Rod, what you got going on today?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Yeah, today I'm not too much. We're gonna hand out some signs for the residential side, get some carpet cleaning coming in. It's slowed down a little bit, but we got a walkthrough at 1 o'clock for a new office. But
Nice.
man, oh shoot, I do gotta update you that tile and grout job. I did it yesterday.
Yeah.
And it went pretty good, man. I think we're gonna land a contract.
Nice.
It went pretty good. Now it was a little weird for me because I'm like, man, it don't look like it's coming clean. Now it hit me. It got some tile and grout. I haven't done enough to experience this, but some of it has to dry. The ones I've done before, I could just instantly tell the difference.
Right.
The ones I did yesterday, it had to dry first. I was going crazy in there. Like I went over the floors like 4 or 5 times, man.
Oh yeah. That would definitely be it. When that grout holds too much moisture, it still looks dirty.
Yeah, but they in love with it. So yep, I'm sure even if we don't get the recurring contract, we're gonna be doing other work in there for sure.
Nice. That was the one with the 1 inch by 1 inch tiles. Yeah. So what'd you end up using on it? Chemis?
I use this stuff called Cyclone.
Cyclone. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I was going to go with the chemis, but I used the Cyclone before, and I didn't get good results because I didn't understand dilutions and things like that. I was like really young in the industry when I did that. So I
Right.
went back, did a little more research. Everyone like, yeah, I really like it. It's really just made for talent grout. At Kimmy's, in the kitchen, all day.
Sure.
But yeah, it probably still would have worked. Honestly, probably would still work. But everything was good, man. Shoot, they loving it.
Nice. Well, that's always good. Happy customer.
Yeah, I was in there all day from 5:30 maybe.
Wow. Good fight.
Yeah, they threw a curveball in because at first they were going to have the people go to another building and work, but I guess for whatever reason they couldn't do that. So I had to do, bathroom by bathroom. But my plan going in there, because I had Lady Maria help me out. She had my goal was to have her do all the cleaning in all three of the bathrooms while I'm treating the rest of the bathrooms at the same time, spraying the stuff down. And then, by the time she's done with all the cleaning, we'll work on that to get on the floors together. She wouldn't have to do much. We had to do it one by one. And people were still walking by, get
Jeez.
to the other bathroom. So, yeah, it was slowing it down. And I only had her for 6 hours. So the other three, I just pushed it out myself.
Right. That's always the way, man. When customers throw you a curveball like that, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to be working here. By the way, we're not going to give you a key.
Yeah. So now, moving forward, I just got to always like, man, let me make a plan B right now. Like, because I always tend to just make the plan B as those curveball come.
Right.
Oh, yeah, but it went good, man. It's pretty good.
Nice.
So,
well, I'm glad that went good for you, man. I know that was definitely questionable last week of what chemical you're going to use.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, I think we going to get that recurring because they already let us know we're higher. We already know that walking in the door most times now because I heard you mention them already, Coverall and all these other franchises. We know how they operate. They're missing, the biggest pain we've seen with each and every franchise we follow behind is the communication, man. They're missing it. They feeling ignored. They these franchises are underbidding for sure. So it don't matter. Sometimes if an employee or whoever has to be in there for whatever time they could afford to pay, that's fine. But a job like, I'm talking about now, they got one person in there. It definitely needs to be more than one.
Right.
It has to be. But she said she talked to the guy and he's just like straight up telling her no. He's not hiring anyone else.
And that's what happens. You get a franchise owner in there and they're sitting here they're looking at how much it's paying. They're looking at how much they're actually making, which it's this. And then they're going, well, I've got to make a profit. So the employee that's in there is going to be making less than they should be. And then you're not going to get the quality work that you have because that person's being told to get done quicker, or they're getting paid by the job. So their whole goal is to get done quicker.
Yeah, it has to. Yep. Oh, it's just a waiting game, Of course, I'm gonna bring this up too. We're doing month to month now versus, the 30-day thing. We getting it up front. But people like that because they want to leave this person now. They want to fire them today. But they pulling up. We got you for 30 days.
True. You got them for 90 days or a year in some cases, depending on the franchise that they're dealing with. They've got some really shady style agreements that I've seen. I mean, like some I've seen 90 days, right? So if I'm having a problem with you, I have to write you a certified letter saying this is my problem. Then you have 90 days to fix it. And then I have to give you another 30-day notice or 60-day notice at that point. So
That's wild.
and then as far as most of these companies go, their definition of fixing it is I put a new franchise owner in here. Done. So you wait the 90 days and you're like, all right, I'm ready to cancel. Like, no, there's no problems. And then you point at the problem from 90 days ago, and they're like, no, we got a new franchise owner in here. There's not a problem. And then that cycle repeats, starts over again, repeat.
Talk about customer service, huh?
Well, I guess once you get so large, I mean, a few negative things here and there doesn't phase you.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna use that opportunity to win,
So you guys are just going month to month. You don't have any agreement at all?
Nah, we just doing month to month now.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, but we're hoping the new systems we have,
Mhm.
as far as like we have our VA is going to be the client happiness manager. Well, she is a client happiness manager.
Nice.
They're getting a call every week. Some people don't want to be called every week, of course, but they're getting constant contact. Like, hey, like, of course, it could be somebody who just want to take advantage of it. Like, oh, nah, get out of there for whatever reason. But there's a new system with the customer service, client happiness manager. She's going to call them. Me as a supervisor, I'm going to come out there every month. Some people maybe every 3 months, something like that. And then Dominic's going to come in as the owner, once or twice a year, buy the whole staff pizza or donuts, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's our game plan.
Nice. So I mean that really is the ticket right there. Is it just keeping your pulse on customers is how you maintain them, because little problems escalate really quickly.
Yeah,
So,
especially when they reach out and they don't talk. They feel the little problem just turned big because now they feel ignored. No one wants to feel ignored.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
But the great thing about this place, right? This environment, man, they got that. I think I told you a little bit about it. Man, that joint looked like Batman's lair or something. That joint is real nice in there, man. Like something you've seen on TV. But man, they got their dogs. They can bring their dogs to work.
Oh wow.
So that really threw me off. First, I just saw one dog. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just an office dog or whatever. But nah, it's like 5, 6 dogs in that place. Just walking around, calm, not barking, or being real friendly. They sleeping on the couches. So
Nice.
like on the residential side, we do real good on the carpet cleaning because of we throw in the pet treatment. Like we do $75 a room, but you're getting everything. You're getting a deep cleaning, sanitizing, deodorizing, and a pet treatment. We're not giving them like stain guard and stuff like that. But $75 a room, you're getting all of that. And a lot of people, especially pet owners, really appreciate it. If they got carpet in their house. But, that price can be like Stanley Steamers or someone like that. Hate to throw their name out, but they just the biggest ones. They're gonna break their pockets on that pet treatment, man. break their pockets. So
Right.
we're gonna use that's another connection we're gonna make. We like, hey, we're gonna promote that.
Yes.
If it's cool, we're trying to think of different ways to do it. One thing we was thinking of is giving out, how just telling you about the donuts, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we was thinking about just donating stuff at the actual office that they could use, like any it's called a chom chom. It's a good, it's real good pet roller, like getting because that was one of their biggest complaints. Like he didn't ask them to vacuum the hair off the couch. They
Right.
don't even do it. Like they never done it. So we thinking of just offering that, like here, take this. This will help while we're not here.
Huh? But you need to find a company that will slap your name and logo on stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Put a little QR code on there,
Yep.
and
You
then
got
they can book an appointment right then and there. Like, hey, come by our house.
it. Yep. Yep. That'd be a nice little thing. You could even give out to your residential customers with pets that way.
Yep. And then is other stuff. So that was really I really wanted to make sure like we got that right because he already hinted at other stuff. They got carpet in there. They got stone like it's weird. Yeah, like concrete floors
Mm-hmm.
that you'll see in the basement. Painted over or whatever.
Right.
They definitely need to be cleaned too. She's like, I don't know when we got. When's the last time they got it clean? Probably never. So it's a lot of opportunity in that.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's a pretty good opportunity for you guys for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be like the second person getting a month to month.
Nice.
It was like you could see the relief on her face though, but of course that just pushes us to bring our A game.
Right.
Cool.
So you guys, when you guys figure out your bid, since you're not tying yourself into any long-term commitment, are you buffering your pricing any?
What do you mean? Like added, like
So
increasing it?
yeah, slightly, right? So like if a customer comes to me and like I don't believe in contracts and blah 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 blah, I always say something basically like, hey man, I get it. You know what? So at the end of the day, I have very easy terms. These terms are, you're not happy, you let me know. If I don't fix it, tell me to get out. Now, I ain't gonna keep you. You don't want to be here. I don't want you to be more unhappy. So we will honor a 30-day in out, which is what this is. You give us a notice, we'll leave. Now, that being said, if you still don't like any type of commitment, I have looked at your account and I've workloaded it properly. But what's going to happen is on the front end, I don't make any profit. I don't make any money because yes, I've workloaded it properly, but it takes me time to build up a routine, build up a schedule, and get in and flowing smoothly with your account. So the pricing that I've built into here is based off of probably starting at the end of month 2 that I finally have a good system in place and I'm actually doing the amount of workloaded to the specifications that I have in here. So those first 2 months I make no profit. So in order for me to offer you zero commitment to me, I'm going to have to slightly increase the rate of this.
Now I know the she had asked like when or if we do, increase the bill.
Right.
And I know Dom's answer was like, it would be like a yearly thing just to keep up with inflation and stuff like that.
Right.
I know going in, we're higher than almost everybody else.
Right.
Not like ridiculously, but I know we're higher. To answer your question, I don't think so.
No, I mean, and it's fine that you guys don't. You guys have a pretty solid method of how whatever you're using. I just, like for me personally, if a customer comes back and like, I ain't signing a contract, I'm going to encourage them to sign it by trying to diffuse the I'm not like all these other companies. I'm not going to play this shell game with you. If you don't want me, you give me the notice and we're done. And then if they still don't like that, I'm going to be like, okay, that's cool. I still want to do business with you. It's just going to be slightly higher because I incorporate looking at my yearly cost for profit because you're committing to a year to me. If you don't want to commit to a year to me, then I have to make sure I'm making profit from day one.
Mhm.
And most people understand that now. And it's not like a ridiculous, like, let's jack this up by, 50, $50 a day or $500 a month. It's not anything like that. It's just a small tweak, just enough to let them know, hey, you have no commitment to me. I don't have to honor that pricing per se.
Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk to Dom about that today because it makes sense.
Right.
Like, hey, you don't want no commitment? Kick it out. I got you.
Yeah. Man, the only other thing that I wish I could figure out how to do, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but when I was in the cell phone industry, I would always tell customers, they're like, "Oh, well, we got to break, we got to get the other company and do this." It's like, nah, man, give me this and this, I'll do the breakup of the company for you. And it was customers are always more likely to be like, "Yep, I'm on board." If you can make it as easy as possible for them.
Man, shoot. Matter of fact, you got me a couple. Got me a couple times with that. I'm like, oh yeah, shoot, let's go.
Exactly. I can make this as easy as possible for you. And my statement to them was, I'll do the breakup for you. Don't worry about it. And I wish that there was a way, and I would love if anybody else has any insight to this as I'm talking out loud, to do the breakup with other cleaning companies. I'd love to be able to tell a customer, don't worry about it, I'll do the breakup for you. In this industry and what we do, it would, if there was a way to do that, that would almost probably double your close rate just with that statement.
Yeah, yeah, instantly. I know it would.
Mm-hmm. And
we gotta figure that out, man. We gotta figure that out.
And maybe it's like there was this guy I used to work with who was decent friends with an attorney, and he always said it's just a service agreement. They can't be bound by it. And that's what the attorney said. So maybe it's as simple as reaching out to an attorney and saying, hey, are all these cleaning companies just a service agreement? Yeah. Is there a blanket letter you can write for me that just automatically says, no, you're done. No, you're done. We're not playing this back and forth for 6 months. And maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's all you need. But if you had something like that, that would be that would definitely, yeah, you would increase your close rate exponentially just because you say, you know what, the biggest hassle we find is you're struggling with communication. They're not doing all these things. Now you're sitting here trying to cancel with them and they're going to drag it on for months. Don't worry about it. We'll do the breakup for you. Just give me the contract from them. We'll do the breakup for you, and just boom. So, if any of you want to try that out, feel free. Let me know what you think. And maybe that's all it is you spend $250 on an attorney to draft a letter that tells the other company, no, you're done, and this is the date you're done, period. So I don't know. It would have to be a large enough account if you're going to spend that kind of money. Bringing it to an attorney, it'd have to be a large enough account to justify that additional cost, though.
Yeah, I love it, man.
But I mean, it may be something worth tinkering with. If if you wanted to. I know Dom's always on board for trying new things.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna love this. And he's gonna like this. I see you recording.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll be posted later on.
Yeah, man. I know that'll double the joint because who else is gonna do that? No other company is doing that for sure.
Well, just the ease, right? The easiest way to get somebody to commit is to be like, there's no pressure on you. You don't have to do anything. I mean, that's right. That's the thing is when once you start realizing what you have to do, then your emotional side's like, oh no, we can't do all this. Oh. If you can take all that away, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, because they don't want to do it. like, we don't look at it this way because it's our profession. But man, much other important stuff to do than to deal with cleaning. To be music to their ears.
Yep. That's it right there. It's like, don't worry about it. This is one more thing that we take care of for you. Set it on autopilot. Let it go. And that's why, at least myself, when I'm doing anything that's sales related, I try and do trigger things for customers like that. It's like, no, the cleaning should be on autopilot. No, it should be set behind the scenes. You don't need to worry about it. Forget about it. Things that trigger them into looking at what's going on currently, going, well, that's not happening now. I have to come in and see that they left the janitor closet open and they didn't set the alarm and they didn't pull that trash can that I've told them 16 times to pull. So it just try and triggers them, I guess, is what I'm try and do. So just a sales technique.
Yeah, I love it, bro.
So if you got a second to backtrack, I want to show you something real quick, Rod. You were talking about your quality survey, right? Your quality, what'd you call it? Quality person?
Yeah, client happiness management. Yeah.
Client happiness manager, sorry. So
hold on 1 second. I'm gonna switch to my Bluetooth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So while he's switching to Bluetooth, when I worked with both franchises, they were big on quality surveys. All right. It was like a good portion of my job was needing to be in front of customers, needing to make sure that there's some sort of quality survey, because that's what kept it going, right? That's what kept your retention rate high. So if you looked at my retention rate in both situations, it was like 98% and 97, 98% and 98, 99%, depending on the company and month. Now that's saying how many existing customers stayed. That's not saying where it was. It was, if you looked at it on the overall with the growth, it was like 140% customer retention rate is about where we kept it. Between 130 and 150%, depending on the month, was the overall. But the biggest thing is just keeping tabs, keeping thumb on the pulse of customers. What issues were they having? How could you fix them? So I thought, what if there was an easy way for myself right now to do that same type of quality survey without the need to physically call them and stop what they're doing, and or Basically show up. And I'm not saying don't show up. I'm not saying don't call. I'm saying another layer, right? So that's when I designed this. Quick thing, quick quality survey, one question. Overall cleaning, rate the overall cleaning. Dissatisfied, dissatisfied, and then opportunity to add feedback. Now, the great thing about this is because I set up as a Gmail form, I can embed it directly into an email, and that email looks like this. Boom. You're
Okay,
invited
so
to fill
should
out a
we?
form. Email, rate there, and they don't even have to leave. They don't. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch screens here. Hold on. Let me switch screens. Stop presenting. Sorry, I thought I was presenting my entire monitor and not the other thing. Let's see if this is working now. All right. And nope, still not doing it. All right. I've got it in another system here, so apparently I don't know what I'm doing here. Entire screen. There we go. So we got it embedded it right into an email. So the customer would get an email just asking to fill out the form, email, rating, all that right here within one email. So this is one of the methods that I've started to incorporate to try and make it an easier solution to, that way, if customers are having a problem, if they receive a survey, a quick survey like that, or a quick phone call or anything like that, it gives them opportunity to talk about what they have, but also in the event, let's say they decide to cancel, you can be like, hey, I'm confused. There was no issue, right? Here's all the surveys we've sent you. They've all been good. Here's all the conversations we've had. They've all been good. I'm confused why all of a sudden it's not good. It gives you a moment to start a conversation, or have a more in-depth conversation when you have a paper trail type thing like this as well.
So let me ask you, would we do this after like, because I was going a little in and out. YouTube's that crazy, but should we do this after every visit? Should we print it out and leave it there? Should we email it? What's the best way to do it?
I wouldn't do it that frequently. I wouldn't do every visit. Maybe once a week would be the absolute most. I would do this probably once a month in most cases and stagger it, right? So if you're going to be on site once a month, or quarterly, right? If you're on site quarterly, send this out once a month. If you're on site once a month, send this out 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after you're there. So basically they're getting a touch from you every 2 weeks, right? They're getting this, maybe they're getting a phone call, maybe they're getting you. So within the course of a month, they're getting one to 4 touches from you every month on larger accounts. On smaller accounts, if you're only servicing once a week or twice a week, you don't want to bombard them with stuff like that. So maybe they're getting a touch once a month or twice a month in that case.
Okay.
Now, the reason I like the form itself is because I use Google for my domain, I use Google for my email. I created the form on Google Forms, so it embeds directly into the email.
So let me ask you this: should we would it be a need for her to call with this survey?
I mean, that's the thing with you guys. It's up to your business model. But me personally, I'm one to say, how much time can I save, right? Because she's going to call, she's going to be on hold, and half the time she's not going to get the person, right? So how much time can I save? I just send this in email, right? If I just hit this send button, I can literally put it right in an email. I can send a link. I can send them a code, or I can embed it on my website if I wanted to. This one puts it, if I click the button there, include form in the email, they don't even have to exit the email. They do the form directly in the email, which is one of those, make it as easy as possible for customers, right? You got to make stuff as easy as possible if you want them to fill out. The great thing about it, if I'm doing it this way, Dom, is my responses come here so I can view them, but they also go to my, where's the sheet at? I don't know if I got a sheet set up or not for this. I don't have a sheet set up yet on this apparently, but you can just go, here, let's see where the sheet is.
Damn, you know what though? As you saying this, I'm thinking like we could send them this thing, this survey,
Yep.
and she can call
Mm-hmm.
like every 3 months because we could have her doing something else versus doing this. She could call, every so often, like every month or every 3 months, whatever. And then I could go in instead of Dom, or maybe he still goes in, whatever, or we both, however we switch it, and with the donuts and all that other stuff.
Right. Yep. No, there's definitely ways that you can incorporate things like what you guys are doing. And it's great. Stay on top of customers, make sure they're happy. But also, yeah, I'm big in making it easy as possible, right? So
Right.
some customers like I'm personally going to go in, I'm going to talk to them, I'm going to walk through the building with them, see anything, all of that. If you're doing after hours inspections too, all of that is just fake. I mean, it's not fake. They need it, but you already know what you're seeing. Now, maybe if you're not doing after hours inspections, then yeah, you can look for things as well too. But the one thing I never do is I never like, here, customer, I'll show you all the notes of all the things I seen wrong. Oh, hell no. I will.
Oh yeah.
If they ask me, all right, how many things you see wrong? Yeah, I've seen a couple. I'm going to make sure I'm going to point out the things that I know they seen and maybe one or two more tops. But this, with the other system though, it gives them an easy like, hey, how's it going? Well, it's a 4. Okay, I'm okay with that. You got any comments? Yes or no? It don't matter. If they have comments, fine. Then you can address it. Hey, they left the bathroom light on again. Okay, we'll address it. But that also can trigger you too, right? You get a response that's less than a 3. You can automatically trigger, like, I need to physically see what's going on down here. I need to get in front of this customer. Honestly, if I was still working with Stratus or with Coverall, I wouldn't even ask permission to do this. I would run this sheet every month. On day 1, I would, or probably what I would do is the last day of the month, I would prep 100 emails to go out, or 150, however many customers I have. I would prep that many emails to go out with this sheet. And then it would go out first thing in the morning. And that way I can start popping in. I maybe pull back like 10 or 15 that I'm physically going to be visiting that first day or two, but I'd send all the rest out. And that way I would have an additional paper trail of what's going on. Because customers who aren't responding back to you, they can't say, well, everything sucks. It's like, dude, I've reached out to you at the beginning of every month checking in. I've stopped in X times over the past 3 months checking in. So it just builds up. I guess it builds up, makes it easier, I guess, to have that conversation when, in the event that the customer wants to cancel. It gives you an easier conversation to have.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Takes the pressure. Is that I like this a lot, man. I like this a lot. Can easily track everything. Shoot, it's all right there.
All in one spreadsheet. Like I can't find the spreadsheet, or I'd show it to you. I've got too much going on in my Google Drive account apparently, but it'll all track to one spreadsheet, and you can even set it to alert you. If you're on Google, it'll automatically alert you anytime a new thing comes in. So you can get alerted, you can review it right then. So that way you automatically know, boom, it's under 3. This is something I need to give attention to right now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're gonna use that for it. Definitely link that for me, please.
Let's see if
We're
I
gonna
can
use that.
share this form. I don't know if I can share this guy or not. Let's see.
Well,
here.
even if you can't, we got a good idea from it. We can make our own.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy form to. Oh, here we go. Add collaborators. You should be able to make a copy of this. Let's see. Who am I going to add here? Editors. Anyone with the link can. All right.
If you can add us too.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to hit you both up in Slack. When you get on this form, though, make a copy of it, because if you edit anything, it's going to edit my form too. So just make a copy of it.
Okay.
And then do your thing, whatever you want to do. Change it up, change the colors, change all that stuff.
Got you.
All right. But yeah, because I can't just set it in a view only file on this particular thing. So yeah, you guys should both have, yeah, it looks like it went through on Slack for both of you guys.
Yep.
So just make a copy and then change up whatever you want. Obviously you probably want to change the colors and logos and all that shit stuff, but it's all pretty easy. If you haven't messed with Google Forms, you can add questions, and then you can even add YouTube. So I like this Google Form. This is great too, to make like tests and stuff for training videos. I've done that because you can add YouTube videos to this, and then you can do like test questions afterwards. So you can make a whole training video or training series based in these forms too. So yeah, if you haven't used these forms, they're nice. Obviously, they're not as nice as something like JotForm or something, but on the flip side, it's no additional cost for me, right? I'm using a form of this now, Landis. I know you guys are on Swept. I was on Swept as well. I'm switching over to this in like a JotForm style to track to track employees.
Okay.
Because right, because that's the biggest thing with Swept is being able to track and geolocate, right? So in JotForm, you can incorporate a Google map that geolocates via their phone GPS as well.
That's dope. Okay.
So that right there, where I think Swept, you're like what? It's like $15 or $20 per month per account.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're talking, you can make 100 forms for or 100 different forms. So you have a different form for each account for like $40 on JotForm.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
So I mean, you're saying you can do that, and then you could incorporate a Discord or a Slack or something like that for your communication. So yeah, it's a little bit more cumbersome, but on the flip side of that, I can deal with a little more cumbersome when I'm not shelling out $225 a month.
Right.
I'm shelling out $60, $50, $60 a month. I can deal with a little more cumbersome for those things.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anything else there going on, Rod?
Nah, that's pretty much it right now. man, I made a mistake with the train station. I'm like, God damn. I told you I was going back in there. So I did that on Saturday. Man, I forgot to take pictures. So yeah, that's one little thing we're dealing with now. They
Oh,
why you
forgot.
didn't take pictures? So I'm like, shoot,
Shoot.
it went very good though, because I had, you know, the right team. I was just focused on steaming those walls and those floors. So I was focused on it. So yeah, man, I had the right system, but didn't take any pictures. So
Man, I hate when that happens, man. I'm trying to get myself more in the position of like, hey, remember, take pictures.
yeah, I'm usually really good with it because I get on other people about it. I'm like, got that.
Right.
So yeah, if we can overcome that, we're in a good spot.
For sure.
Company's not happy about that.
And that, you know, it's funny you mentioned that taking pictures too, because in those in the other forms too, you can set up taking pictures in, right? So let's say you guys wanted to set up, you take your job form and you're like, hey, I'm going to take a job form and I'm going to set up like a check-in for employees or even for myself, right? You show up, it's like boom, you got your clock in or however you set it up. You can add pictures right there to it as well, right? So if you set up something like that, Rod, it could be it could almost be a trigger, right? Which you're great at taking pictures. Myself, I'm not so much. I freaking suck at it. I suck at remembering to do it. I'm like halfway through doing this job that's like, oh, dude, that would have been a pretty sweet pictures before and after because this thing's a freaking mess. So myself, I have to, I need to set up something like a job form where it's like, hey, take your before pictures. Hey, take your after pictures, just as a trigger to say, okay, now I have stuff that I can incorporate. And for you guys, you guys use a lot with your social media marketing, right? You get stuff on Facebook and things like that where those before and afters are awesome.
Right.
So
Yeah, we wouldn't hurt to do that as well.
I mean, you're way
Even
better.
easy.
You're way better at that stuff than I am for sure, Rod. So I mean, it's just a matter of sometimes you just got to set yourself some sort of trigger that automatically like this when this happens, I do this.
Yeah, but it's going to help our team a lot because there's other people on the team who are, like you.
Yep. And that's it. Like me, man. I'm trying to get myself better, especially with things like move out cleans and things strip and wax, carpet cleaning. Those are things that's like, man, you need these you need these more before and after pictures. If nothing else, it's something to talk about. You can post it. Hey, this is your before, this is your after. Or hey, this is something bad that we ran into and this is how we can fix it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's what's been going on with me lately. We got a walkthrough today. Seems like a pretty simple one. We got like an office setting. He just once twice a week wants us to clean the carpets too. So we'll see how this goes. The good thing about this um is kind of around the corner from the spot I was telling you about earlier. Is we're all in the same area, like 5 minutes away. So if we put some, whoever, depending on the day, well, no, it won't matter because that spot is 5 days a week.
Right.
So they could get that too. They could get, do this property as well. Whoever,
Nice.
we put in there. And I noticed Google is starting to spread, put us in areas outside of where the office is.
Nice.
Put us in different spots now. So
Nice.
yeah,
It's good.
SEO is starting to really kick.
Yeah, that takes a decent amount of time for that to really start working, but once it does, it's a good thing.
Yeah. What you got going, Landis?
Man, we was talking to Josh earlier, man. We got this theater that we're trying to bid on right now, and it's a big theater. And we're just trying to lock that down, trying to figure out how we can bid it and not shoot ourselves in the foot and bid too low, but also not bid too high. And then they're like, "Oh, we need to go find get some more bids, some more quotes because these guys are expensive, you know."
You said it's a theater?
Yeah, yeah, like a theater hall, like a performance theater, and then they have like a
Oh,
hall.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I hope you get that.
Thank you, man. Thank
That's
you. We're
good on the
praying on it
resume.
too, man. Sure. Yeah, just trying to get some things in order for that, and outside of that, like Josh was saying, the before and after pics, I'm more like Josh. I hear you're good, Rob, but I'm more like Josh, man. Like I get in, and I'm just like, let me get to work because I got this amount of hours, and I'm just trying to figure out where everybody has to be, and all right, guys, we're starting this. You start here, and I forget totally to take the before pictures. In the middle of the work, I'm like, oh man, like I'm trying to go find something that's still dirty.
Man, you know what it is though? It's like before I got with this company, man, that's all I really had. Like we was doing it on social media. Like so that's all I had was those before and afters to really,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't set on Google or anything like that. So it's just stuck with me.
That's
But
what's
they
up.
are
Yeah.
killer, man. Like those before and afters, but the client, even if you don't get those before and afters, man, if you get a client that's comfortable enough, and I usually get them as soon as they're saying like, oh, if I see that static, like they loving it, like, they got great things to say. I ask them like right in that moment, could you take a real quick video? It'd be 5 seconds, just speaking on your experience today. That works way better. you know that it works just as good. I say that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
even if you can get those before and afters, man, if you could get that, and let's go.
yeah. It's funny enough. I finally successfully did that last time we had this carpet cleaning at this senior citizen home, and they love it. They want to talk. They walking by, they're like, "Oh man, this looks like brand new carpet," and I was able to get at least, I think I got one or two people exactly what you just said. Would you mind just speaking about the experience and sure, sweetheart. Yeah, thank you very much. I need that. We need that. And yeah, man. So I'm gonna definitely start doing that. Thank you, because I'm gonna definitely keep doing that. Because that definitely helps a lot.
So to add on that, and I'm super bad on this, so you can cast stones at me afterwards, but if you take the video, right, or whatever, when you go to post it on your Facebook page, tag the other company in it if they'll let you, right? So
Mm.
you tag them like, hey, had a great time working blah 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 today, and then you tag them, whether you post just the pictures or whether you post the video, whatever. You're throwing that net out wider anyways, right? Because now
Yeah,
everybody that follows them is seeing it too, not just who's following you.
yeah, that's big. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great, man.
And that's just the name of the game, right? Just getting yourself out there further, finding new ways to market that's completely different than other people are doing.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, guys, I don't have anything else for today. Do any of you guys have anything else?
Nah, man, I'm pretty good.
Nice.
I think
Yeah,
that
no, I appreciate it.
I think I tried to go in there and copy the form,
Yeah.
but I think we're just gonna have to end up creating our own at the end of the day. But
No.
at least we can see it. We can see it, you know, and because it just looks like the link that you sent us is for us to fill it out.
Oh, hold on then. Let me get this right then. Oh shit! Now I gotta find it again.
Oh,
Sorry, I
yeah.
meant to say that earlier, but
No,
we
that's
started talking
cool.
about something else.
Let's do like this here. Collaborators. All right. Rod. All right, Landis, I got you. Rod, I can't find your email address. It's
Priority Carpet MD.
there it is. There we go. All right. Try. See here. All right. So I sent you a link again. It's the same deal though. Make a copy beforehand.
Okay.
And then I put what I think is the correct link in here. So check this link out, see if that opens. If not, then check your email. And then if it doesn't, just message me and we'll
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one worked.
that one worked. Okay. So just make a copy of it so you don't mess up this form for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it too.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean that's a good start. You guys can make it longer or whatever you want. My thought with this is I wanted it to be able to embed right into the email and it'd be like boom, small enough that they don't even have to exit that. It's not like nothing pisses me off more than somebody's like, hey, take this one question survey, and I click the hey 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever it is, and then it jumps me out of my email and into a web page, and then it's something else. I'm like, I'm not doing it now. You told me it was one. Now there's like 15 steps involved.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my thought was I wanted it one step. I wanted it embedded in the email that they can click it and be done right there in their email. It doesn't take them anywhere else.
Yeah, that's dope.
So, and I wanted it small enough where they didn't even have to really scroll. It was like boom right there, and I can at least get an overall sense of if I need to follow back up with that person.
Yep. Simple. This is good.
And now I had a really stupid idea of thinking that doing that in like a cold email setting, right? So I don't know if it would go really good or really bad, but the one thing I do know is if they're not satisfied with their cleaning, I would know who to contact.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good idea too. That really is.
So the
Prospect.
problem is I'd have to do it one at a time because I haven't been able to find a way to embed this into my cold email thing. But if I could, I think with a catchy enough subject line and just that quick boom, you would be able to catch pretty quickly who's dissatisfied with their service.
Mm-hmm.
So give you guys a little homework for next week, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I'm going to let you go.
All right,
All right,
man.
appreciate it.
Next week. All right, man. Just take
Take
it easy.
care, man.
Yeah, take care, guys. Landis, I'll see you here in a couple hours.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you. All right, later.
All right, peace.
See you, Rad.
What's up, man?
So I had to rearrange everything. But it's really like right here. Right? It just stuck it right here.
Oh, okay.
It just stuck right in the right here.
Is it dry now or this one?
Both sides.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right, I got you. Damn. Okay.
Just get the mildew smell out of it. I'll move this out the way. Now move this bed out the way so you can have more
Okay. Let's just go over
right here.
I got you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you some of the stuff. So
okay.
you can,
Good morning.
yeah.
All
All right. So,
right. Let me open the back door so I can snap it. So put the stuff this way.
oh yeah, you can go back.
Yeah.
I got it.
How's everything? How's the kids doing?
All right.
Is
All right,
this-
good. Yeah, we went to the aquarium the other day. Yeah, boy, crazy.
She's had a new grandson.
Oh, okay.
You have to take them.
You're a great grandpa now.
Yeah, man.
Man, at funeral, you can see more generations. Oh, Chunky the other day too. Yeah, man. He's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it. He told you what happened.
Yeah, yeah. He's you talking about with the dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So he calls him. This between us two, man.
Mhm.
Something you don't even know. He called me, right? And he's trying to justify. He want me to be agreeing on why he did it. And I'm like, yo, son, listen, I can't. That's my little.
Oh, I don't know about this other thing. I don't know about that.
But whatever would have transpired, I don't
Right.
know what. It was the story that what he told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So him and Chunky got to altercation.
I mean,
No,
Chunky,
got to altercation with
somebody else.
No, Sean, the husband.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
Yeah, but he was out there though, man. I'm not even gonna bring that story up.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him bring it up to you. But I told the nigga that he was wrong.
Chunky was wrong.
No.
Oh,
he
dude.
was wrong. Fuck that.
Oh, okay.
You put your hands on that boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm just fuck. You're a grown ass man. You're supposed to tell him to get out your house.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And he tells me, yo, because he claimed that Chucky struck him first, but I don't. Chucky's a fucking fly, man.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't.
Yeah, man.
I just can't see that.
Yeah,
I just can't see Chucky doing that. You know what I mean? I mean, anything's possible.
Right.
I just don't see Chucky doing what he said that he had.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because even around the way, he wasn't like
Nah.
that. Like
Nah. But that's a story that you might want to talk to Chucky about.
Yeah, well, if you bring it up,
Yeah,
I always talk to him. Nah, he was telling me about this dude. He just did a big mixtape with somebody.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he was telling me about that. Dude is like, I'm gonna say he like super famous.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was the Amigos.
Yeah, he's right with the Migos.
Yeah. So that's Chucky's passion.
Yeah,
Music.
like up.
My thing is that you have to ground yourself a little bit better when you get the music industry is savages, man. It's savages and
Full of 'em.
full of
They will.
every smiling is a smile. Every let's chop it up. Ain't always gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And I want Chucky to prosper. I see that he has it. There's always that but. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I just hope that in the midst of it, he come out on top because he had an opportunity where he was fucking with Future.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that went, but it didn't go to the quarter of what he said it was. He's still here with us. And my daughter's brother, he's on tour with a local group. But when I say he's on tour.
Yeah, he really.
He's really on tour. He's a DJ and he's on tour.
Mhm.
He's in London, he's in Australia, like they tour. You know what I'm saying? So Chucky making beats, that's good, but you gotta get your work though, bro. You gotta have
man.
management, you gotta have managers, you gotta have lawyers, watch your lawyers, so you won't go broke.
And really educating yourself on how it's really.
You gotta educate yourself with the visuals that they say that they can give you, and you don't see it. You gotta educate yourself because you gotta think if you're in a studio, you gotta pay studio time. You got engineers on top of engineers. You are engineer too, but do you need those engineers in there with you? Because if you ever see Dr. Dre, he's the only engineer in there by himself. If you ever see Dr. Dre recording an album, he's the only engineer in there.
Yeah, be the one.
He's the one. That's why he get the most money. So I tell Chucky that, you know, I'm a DJ. I play music. I don't look to say I want $1 billion. I do it because this is just a thing for me to do. I love it. But if my little nephew, man, trying to get it together, man, to go the right way, I'm all for it.
Hey, Ron. How you doing?
So, and this one for your sister. What you doing with your little nephew?
We can do the class. Yeah, he's crazy. But yeah, we have fun.
How old is he? 2?
Yep, 2.
See?
So he gonna say it.
And he's saying everything and doing everything, right?
Mainly doing that. Yeah, I'm like, you think he'll get tired? He ain't never tired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chucky.
Yeah, I just was telling him that, you know, Chucky, if Chucky wanted to be successful in it, like I said, he has to go, it's management first. You have to have management first, bro. And know where your residuals coming from and how your residuals being spent and how it's being debited out. Because if you're making a beat, hypothetically, just say you're making a beat for a gentleman such as Jada Kiss, and they give him $50,000. That ain't all your money, homeboy, because you gotta think you're going into somebody's studio, unless you got your own studio. That's all yours. But if you're going to somebody else's studio, you use the engineers, you using their their time frame as well as their equipment. That ain't all your money. And I know he knows that. He should know that. But I don't want him to get all the way out there, man. He wants stuff to quit time, bro.
Yeah, I heard it's tricky.
It's a cutthroat business, man.
Yeah.
The music industry is where the devil works at. That's a double workshop.
I'm gonna let y'all finish talking about that kind of stuff because I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, that's the
All I
double
do is
workshop.
listen to the people I like. That's it.
It's a double workshop, man.
Yeah, but you know, hopefully it went good. That's mhm. Yeah, he a good he a decent teacher, you know, yeah, rapper. He's a rapper, that guy.
You talk about the guy with yeah, that's what the Migos. God, man.
Get to
Let's get
yeah,
Yeah, Shonda said something like that.
yeah, he cool.
you pick it up like, can you grab it?
I break my nails.
Grab it, like,
That's
grab
all you.
it. Like, you pick it up. That's it.
All right, now what are you gonna put the TV back that way?
Yeah, because you got to get this. This is where the flood started. That settled that. That's what
Yeah. Oh shoot. It,
I put some water on that thing for you. It's hot though. Don't lock that thing for you. I'm gonna come back with that way.
I guess they ain't around. Oh yeah, happy holidays. Right around the corner.